Uh,
I am counting on you.
yeah. I'm sure from somebody's perspective, they'll be like, yeah, ain't nobody watching. It's like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. That's the point. What are you talking about? You don't matter to me.
Impressive.
Damn, man. It's crazy you can't have the rope with the rope. Too much rope, I guess. I don't know. Hating ass niggas. You gotta go all the way to the fucking title screen. Start the shit again. And then go up here. See, you won't there like
I'm counting.
Alright, like they had the Kage Masa glasses. But you can't buy their equipment. What the fuck? Real questionable stuff, man. Anyway, Art of War.
The Art of War by Sun
Whoever's
Tzu,
first in the field.
translated by Lionel Giles and narrated by Robin Homer. 1. Laying Plans. Sun Tzu said, "The art of war is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. Hence it is a subject of inquiry which can on no account be neglected.
Like I should have been more
The art of war, then, is governed by 5 constant factors to be taken into account in one's deliberation when seeking to determine the conditions obtaining in the field.
Hidden leaf ninja.
These are 1. The moral law. 2.
Wait for an
Heaven.
opening, then run, boss.
3. Earth. 4. The
An
commander.
opening.
And 5. Method and discipline. The moral law causes people to be in complete accord with their ruler, so that they will follow him regardless of their lives, undismayed by any danger.
Surround them.
Heaven signifies night and day, cold and heat, times and seasons.
I'd like to
Earth
see you
comprises
try.
distances, great and small, danger and security, ground and narrow passes, the chances of life and death. The commander stands for the virtues of wisdom, sincerity, benevolence, courage and strictness. By method and discipline are to be understood the marshalling of the army in its proper subdivisions, the graduations of rank among the officers, the maintenance of roads by which supplies may reach the army, and the control of military expenditures. These 5 heads should be familiar to every general. He who knows them will be victorious. He who knows them not will fail. Therefore, in your deliberations, when seeking to determine the military conditions, let them be made the basis of a comparison in this wise. 1. Which of the 2 sovereigns is imbued with the moral law? 2. Which of the 2 generals has most ability? 3. With whom lie the advantages derived from heaven and earth? 4. On which side is discipline most rigorously enforced? 5. Which army is stronger? 6. On which side are officers and men more highly trained? And 7. In which army is there the greater constancy both in reward and punishment? By means of these 7 considerations, I can forecast victory or defeat. The general that hearkens to my counsel and acts upon it will conquer. Let such a one be retained in command. The general that hearkens not to my counsel, nor acts upon it, will suffer defeat. Let such a one be dismissed. While heeding the profit of my counsel, avail yourself also of any helpful circumstances over and beyond the ordinary rules. According as circumstances are favourable, one should modify one's plan. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must seem inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. Hold out baits to entice the enemy, feign disorder and crush him. If he is secure at all points, be prepared for him. If he is in superior strength, evade him. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. If he is taking his ease, give him no rest. If his forces are united, separate them. Attack him where he is unprepared, appear where you are not expected. These military devices leading to victory must not be divulged beforehand. Now, a general who wins a battle makes many calculations in his temple ere the battle is fought. The general who loses a battle makes but few calculations beforehand. Thus do many calculations lead to victory, and few calculations to defeat. How much more, no calculation at all. It is by attention to these points that I can foresee who is likely to win or lose. 2. Waging war. Sun Tzu said, "In the operations of war, where there are in the field 1,000 swift chariots, possess as many heavy chariots and 100,000 mail-clad soldiers, with provisions enough to carry them 1,000 leagues, the expenditure at home and at the front, including entertainment of guests, all items such as glue and paint, and some spent on chariots and armour, will reach the total of 1,000 ounces of silver per day. Such is the cost of raising an army of 100,000 men. When you engage in actual fighting, victory is long in coming, the men's weapons will grow dull and their ardour will be damped. You lay siege to a town, you will exhaust your strength. Again, if the campaign is protracted, the resources of the state will not be equal to the strain. Now, when your weapons are dull and your ardour damped, your strength exhausted and your treasure spent, other chieftains will spring up to take advantage of your extremity. Then no man, however wise, will be able to avert the consequences that must ensue. Thus, though we have heard of stupid haste in war, cleverness has never been associated with long delays. There is no instance of a country having benefited from prolonged warfare. It is only one who is thoroughly acquainted with the evils of war that can thoroughly understand the profitable way of carrying it on. The skillful soldier does not raise a second levy, neither are his supply wagons loaded more than twice. Bring war material with you from home, but forage on the enemy. Thus the army will have food enough for its needs. Poverty of the state exchequer causes an army to be maintained by contributions from a distance. Contributing to maintain an army at a distance causes the people to be impoverished. On the other hand, the proximity of an army causes prices to go up, and high prices cause the people's substance to be drained away. When their substance is drained away, the peasantry will be afflicted by heavy exactions. With this loss of substance and exhaustion of strength, the homes of the people will be stripped bare, and 3/10 of their income will be dissipated, while government expenses for broken chariots, worn-out horses, breastplates and helmets, bows and arrows, spears and shields, protective mantles, draft oxen and heavy wagons will amount to 4/10 of its total revenue. Hence, a wise general makes a point of foraging on the enemy. 1 cartload of the enemy's provisions is equivalent to 20 of one's own, and likewise a single picule of his provender is equivalent to 20 from one's own store. Now, in order to kill the enemy, our men must be roused to anger. That there may be advantage from defeating the enemy, they must have their rewards. Therefore, in chariot fighting, when 10 or more chariots have been taken, those should be rewarded who took the first. Our own flags should be substituted for those of the enemy, and the chariots mingled and used in conjunction with ours. The captured soldiers should be kindly treated and kept. This is called using the conquered foe to augment one's own strength. In war, then, let your great object be victory, not lengthy campaigns. Thus it may be known that the leader of armies is the arbiter of the people's fate, the man on whom it depends whether the nation shall be in peace or in peril. 3. Attack by stratagem. Sun Tzu said, "In the practical art of war, the best thing of all is to take the enemy's country whole and intact. To shatter and destroy it is not so good. So too, it is better to recapture an army entire than to destroy it. To capture a regiment, a detachment, or a company entire than to destroy them. Hence, to fight and conquer in all your battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. Thus, the highest form of generalship is to balk the enemy's plans. The next best is to prevent the junction of the enemy's forces. The next in order is to attack the enemy's army in the field, and the worst policy of all is to besiege walled cities. The rule is not to besiege walled cities if it can possibly be avoided. The preparation of mantlets, movable shelters, and various implements of war will take up 3 whole months, and the piling up of mounds over and against the walls will take 3 months more. The general, unable to control his irritation, will launch his men to the assault like swarming ants, with the result that 1/3 of his men are slain, while the town still remains untaken. Such are the disastrous effects of a siege. Therefore, the skillful leader subdues the enemy's troops without any fighting. He captures their cities without laying siege to them. He overthrows their kingdom without lengthy operations in the field. With his forces intact, he will dispute the mastery of the empire, and thus, without losing a man, his triumph will be complete. This is the method of attacking by strategy.
Mosquitoes kill like the whole state of Wyoming.
It is the rule in war, if our forces are 10 to the enemy's 1, to surround him. If 5 to 1, to attack him. If twice as numerous, to divide our army into 2. If equally matched, we can offer battle. If slightly inferior in numbers, we can avoid the enemy. If quite unequal in every way, we can flee from him.
No problem.
Hence, though an obstinate fight can be made by a small force, in the end it must be captured by the larger force. Now the general is the bulwark of the state. If the bulwark is complete at all points, the state will be strong. If the bulwark is defective, the state will be weak. There are 3 ways in which a ruler can bring misfortune upon his army. 1. By commanding the army to advance or to retreat, being ignorant of the fact that it cannot obey. This is called hobbling the army. 2. By attempting to govern an army in the same way as he administers a kingdom, being ignorant of the conditions which obtain. This causes restlessness in the soldier's mind. 3. By employing the officers in his army without discrimination, through ignorance of the military principle of adaptation to circumstances. This shakes the confidence of the soldiers. But when the army is restless and distrustful, trouble is sure to come from the other feudal princes. This is simply bringing anarchy into the army and flinging victory away. Thus we may know that there are 5 essentials for victory. 1. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. 2. He will win who knows how to handle both superior and inferior forces. 3. He will win whose army is animated by the same spirit throughout all its ranks. 4. He will win who, prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. And 5. He will win who has military capacity and is not interfered with by the sovereign. Hence the saying, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. You know yourself but not the enemy. For every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in any battle. 4. Tactical dispositions. Sun Tzu said, the good fighters of old first put themselves beyond the possibility of defeat, and then waited for an opportunity of defeating the enemy. To secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands. The opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. Thus the good fighter is able to secure himself against defeat, but cannot make certain on defeating the enemy. Hence the saying, one may know how to conquer without being able to do it. Security against defeat implies defensive tactics. Ability to defeat the enemy means taking the offensive. Standing on the defensive indicates insufficient strength. Attacking, a superabundance of strength. The general who is skilled in defense hides in the most secret recesses of the earth. He who is skilled in attack flashes forth from the topmost heights of heaven. Thus, on the one hand, we have ability to protect ourselves, on the other, a victory that is complete. To see victory only when it is within the ken of the common herd is not the acme of excellence. Neither is it the acme of excellence if you fight and conquer and the whole empire says, well done. To lift an autumn hair is no sign of great strength. To see the sun and moon is no sign of sharp sight. To hear the noise of thunder is no sign of a quick ear. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, excels in winning the field.
Not take them on one-on-one.
Hence, his victories bring him a reputation for wisdom, nor credit for courage.
What the fuck?
He wins his battles by making
You're not gonna use all that shit while you're there.
Making no mistakes is what establishes the certainty of victory. It means conquering an enemy that is already defeated. Hence, the skillful fighter puts himself into a position which makes defeat impossible, and does not miss the moment for defeating the enemy.
The difference. Like, you
Thus it
take
is that in war the victorious strategist only seeks battle after the victory has been won, whereas he who is destined to defeat first fights and afterwards
you might like take all the sugar powders, but you're not gonna like take the
The
syrup.
consummate leader cultivates the moral law, and strictly adheres to method and discipline. Thus it is in his power to control success.
I guess somebody.
In respect of military method, we have firstly measurement, secondly estimation of quantity, thirdly calculation, fourthly balancing of chances, fifthly victory. Measurement owes its existence to earth, estimation of quantity to measurement, calculation to estimation of quantity, balancing of chances to calculation, and victory to balancing of chances.
Deal with it ASAP.
A victorious army opposed to a routed one is a pound's weight placed in the scale against a single grain. The onrush of a conquering force is like the bursting of pent-up waters into a chasm 1,000 fathoms deep. 5. Energy.
That's it.
Sun Tzu said, "The control of a large force is the same principle as the control of a few men. It is merely a question of dividing up their numbers. Fighting with a large army under your command is nowise different from fighting with a small one. It is merely a question of instituting signs and signals. To ensure that your whole host may withstand the brunt of the enemy's attack and remain unshaken, this is effected by maneuvering direct and indirect. But the impact of your army may be like a grindstone dashed against an egg. This is effected by the science of weak points and strong.
Girls Native American.
In all fighting, the direct method may
I
be
guess you
used for
understand
joint
now,
battle,
don't you?
but indirect methods will be needed
So
in order
funny.
to secure victory. Indirect tactics, efficiently
Oh
applied,
my God.
are as inexhaustible as heaven and earth,
You understand the irony.
unending as the flow of rivers and streams. Like the sun and moon, they end but to begin anew. Like the four seasons, they pass away to return once more. There are not more than 5 musical notes, yet the combinations of these 5 give rise to more melodies than can ever be heard. There are not more than 5 primary colours, blue, yellow, red, white and black, yet in combination they produce more hues than can ever be seen. There are not more than 5 cardinal states, sour, acrid, salt, sweet, bitter, yet combinations of them yield more flavours than can ever be tasted. In battle, there are not more than 2 methods of attack, the direct and the indirect. These 2 in combination give rise to an endless series of maneuvers. The direct and the indirect lead on to each other in turn. It is like moving in a circle. You never come to an end. Who can exhaust the possibilities of their combination? The onset of troops is like the rush of a torrent which will even roll stones along its course. The quality of decision is like the well-timed swoop of a falcon which enables it to strike and destroy its victim. Therefore, a good fighter will be terrible in his onset and prompt in his decision. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the releasing of a trigger. Amid the turmoil and tumult of battle, there may be seeming disorder, and yet no real disorder at all. Amid confusion and chaos, your array may be without head or tail, yet it will be proof against defeat. Simulated disorder postulates perfect discipline. Simulated fear postulates courage. Simulated weakness postulates strength. Hiding order beneath the cloak of disorder is simply a question of subdivision. Concealing courage under a show of timidity presupposes a fund of latent energy.
Good.
Masking
Looks like
strength
the
with
enemy
weakness
started
is to be affected by
Thanks to
tactical
you,
disposition.
you managed to protect the village.
Thus, one who is
Thank you.
skillful at keeping the enemy on the move maintains deceitful appearances, according to which the enemy will act. He sacrifices
Quite
something
humorous.
that the enemy may snatch at it. By holding out baits, he keeps him on the march. Then, with a body of picked men, he lies in wait for him. The clever combatant looks to the effect of combined energy and does not require too much from individuals. Hence his ability to pick out the right men and utilize combined energy. When he utilizes combined energy, his fighting men become, as it were, like unto rolling logs or stones.
Alright, think about
For it is the
living
nature of
on
a log or
plantation your whole
stone
life.
to remain motionless on level ground,
Here comes such
and
and
to move
such
when on a
from
slope.
wherever the fuck.
If four-cornered, to come to a standstill, but if rounded, to go rolling down. Thus, the energy
doing the same
developed by
shit.
good fighting men is as the
Learn
momentum of a
behavior,
round
right.
stone rolled down a mountain thousands of feet in height. So
Been on that
much on
plantation.
the subject of energy.
Fab.
6. Weak points and strong.
Plantation's all you've ever known.
Sun Tzu said, "Whoever is first in the field and awaits the coming of the enemy will be fresh for the fight. Whoever is second in the field and has to hasten to battle will arrive exhausted." Therefore, the clever combatant imposes his will on the enemy, but does not allow the enemy's will to be imposed on him. By holding out advantages to him, he can cause the enemy to approach of his own accord, or by inflicting damage, he can make it impossible for the enemy to draw near.
Like, well, if it ain't an
If
immigrant,
the enemy is taking
send
his
it an
ease,
immigrant
he can
calling
harass
another
him.
immigrant an
Well
immigrant.
supplied with food, he can starve him out. If quietly encamped, he can force him to move. Appear at points which the enemy must hasten to defend. March swiftly to places where you are not expected. An army may march great distances without distress if it marches through country where the enemy is not. You can be sure of succeeding in your attacks if you only attack places which are undefended. You can ensure the safety of your defense if you only hold positions that cannot be attacked. Hence, that general is skillful in attack whose opponent does not know what to defend, and he is skillful in defense whose opponent does not know what to attack. O divine art of subtlety and secrecy, through you we learn to be invisible, through you inaudible, and hence we can hold the enemy's fate in our hands. You may advance and be absolutely irresistible
Like,
if you
ain't
make
this a
for the enemy's
motherfucker?
weak
Like,
points.
yeah, nigga,
You may
sure
retire
is.
and be safe
What
from
did you learn?
pursuit if your movements are more rapid than those of the enemy.
But if your family
If we
is
wish
hot,
to fight, the enemy can be forced to
You're
an
like,
engagement
oh, well.
even though he be sheltered behind a high rampart
Gotcha.
and a deep ditch. All we need to do is attack some other place that he will be obliged to relieve. If we do not wish to fight, we can prevent the enemy from engaging us even though the lines of our encampment be merely traced out on the ground. All we need to do is throw something odd and unaccountable in his way. By discovering the enemy's dispositions and remaining invisible ourselves, we can keep our forces concentrated while the enemy's must be divided.
Let's settle this
We can form a single united body, while the enemy must split up into fractions. Hence there will be a whole pitted against separate parts of a whole, which
because
means
the
that we
United
shall be
States
many
is a
to
very
the
staunch
enemy's few.
anti-European
But if we are able thus to attack
immigration
an
story
inferior
in this
force
country.
with a superior one, our opponents
They're like,
will
we
be
don't want no
undone.
Germans, we don't want no Poles, they
The
don't
spot
want
where we intend to
Italians,
fight
blah, blah,
must
blah,
not be known.
so on and so forth.
For then the enemy will have to prepare against a possible attack at several different points. And his forces being thus distributed in many directions, the numbers we shall have to face at any given point will be proportional. Should the enemy strengthen his van, he will weaken his rear. Strengthen his rear, he will weaken his van. Should he strengthen his left, he will weaken his right. Should he strengthen his right, he will weaken his left. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will everywhere weaken. Numerical weakness comes from having to prepare against possible attacks. Numerical strength from compelling our adversary to make his preparations against us. Knowing the place and the time of the coming battle, we may concentrate from the greatest distances in order to fight. But if neither time nor place be known, then the left wing will be impotent to succour the right, the right equally impotent to succour the left, the van unable to relieve the rear, and the rear to support the van. How much more so if the furthest portions of the army are anything under 100 li apart, and even the nearest are separated by several li. Though according to my estimates, the soldiers of Yue exceed our own in number, that shall advantage them nothing in the matter of victory. I say then that victory can be achieved. Though the enemy be stronger in numbers, we may prevent him from fighting. Scheme so as to discover his plans and the likelihood of their success. Rouse him and learn the principle of his activity or inactivity. Force him to reveal himself so as to find out his vulnerable spots. Carefully compare the opposing army with your own, so that you may know where strength is superabundant and where it is deficient. In making tactical dispositions, the highest pitch you can attain is to conceal them. Conceal your dispositions, and you will be safe from the prying of the subtlest spies, from the machinations of the wisest brains. All men can see the tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victories evolve. Do not repeat the tactics which have gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by infinite variety of circumstances. Military tactics are like unto water. The water in its natural course runs away from high places and hastens down. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and to strike at what is weak. Water shapes its course according to the nature of the ground over which it flows. The soldier works out his victory in relation to the foe whom he is facing. Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare there are no constant conditions. He who can modify his tactics in relation to his opponent and thereby succeed in winning may be called a heaven-born captain. The five elements, water, fire, wood, metal, earth, are not always equally predominant. The four seasons make way for each other in turn. There are short days and long. The moon has its periods of wait.
Where you have the opera house and it's got the
7.
projector screen.
Maneuvering. Sun Tzu said, in war, the general receives his commands from the sovereign.
What are you talking about?
Having collected an army and concentrated his forces, he must blend and harmonize the different elements thereof before pitching his
you
camp.
have to go to the movie
After that
theater
comes
to see
tactical
the
maneuvering,
movies.
than which there is nothing more difficult. The difficulty of tactical
would
maneuvering
have
consists in
to
turning the
go.
devious into the direct and misfortune into gain. Thus, to take a
there's
long
no
and
way you had the
circuitous
TV.
route, after enticing
You
the
had
enemy
TV.
out of the way, and those starting after him to contrive to reach the goal before him, shows knowledge of the artifice of deviation. Maneuvering with an army is advantageous, with an undisciplined multitude most dangerous.
Depending on how long
If you
the
set a
event
fully
is
equipped
in
army
this
in
country.
march in order to snatch an advantage, the chances are that you will be too late. On the other hand, to detach a flying column for the purpose involves the sacrifice of its baggage and stores. Thus, if you order your men
But
to
if they're
roll
not,
up their
you
buff
can
coats
ask
and
them.
make forced
If they
marches
are,
without
well, I
halting
guess if
day
they're
or
not-
night,
if they're even
covering
alive,
double the usual distance at a
You're
stretch,
asking
doing
if they
100
are.
li in order
You
to
know what?
wrest an advantage, the leaders of all your three
Depends how old
divisions
you are.
will fall into the hands of the enemy. The stronger men will be in front, the jaded ones will fall behind. And on this plan, only 1/10 of your army will reach its destination. If you march 50 li in order to outmaneuver the enemy, you will lose the leader of your first division, and only half your force will reach the goal. If you march 30 li with the same object, 2/3 of your army will arrive. We may take it then that an army without its baggage train is lost. Without provisions it is lost, without bases of supply it is lost. We cannot enter into alliances until we are acquainted with the designs of our neighbours. We are not fit to lead an army on the march unless we are familiar with the face of the country, its mountains and forests, its pitfalls and precipices, its marshes and swamps. We shall be unable to turn natural advantage to account unless we make use of local guides. In war, practice dissimulation and you will succeed. Whether to concentrate or divide your troops must be decided by circumstances. Let your rapidity be that of the wind, your compactness that of the forest. In raiding and plundering, be like fire, in immovability like a mountain. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. When you plunder a countryside, let the spoil be divided amongst your men. When you capture new territory, cut it up into allotments for the benefit of the soldiery. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. He will conquer who has learnt the artifice of deviation. Such is the art of manoeuvring. The Book of Army Management says, on the field of battle, the spoken word does not carry far, hence the institution of gongs and drums. Nor can ordinary objects be seen clearly enough, hence the institution of banners and flags. Gongs and drums, banners and flags are means whereby the ears and eyes of the host may be focused on one particular point. The host thus forming a single united body, it is impossible either for the brave to advance alone, or for the cowardly to retreat alone. This is the art of handling large masses of men. In night fighting, then, make such use of signal fires and drums, and in fighting by day of flags and banners, as a means of influencing the ears and eyes of your army.
Let's settle this fair and square. Okay, let's start with the basics. First comes movement. Try moving over towards me.
Sa, どうする? Team の力を合わせるんだ。さーて、まずは基本からいきますか。まずは移動だ。俺のところまで移動してみてくれ。
What'll it be? Remember, teamwork!
I erase all who oppose me.
Don't go me!
Stop me.
Bring it on! Good, good.
That was a good fight!
The gang's all here. Let's hit the road.
It's the Disney Plus blockbuster offer.
Which?
That's right.
Right, they're cheating because swinging.
Now that that's cleared up,
You're a swinger.
I love trend top, belt, weights you can't
I'm not
lift.
gonna
and skill
kink shame
forward.
you, cuz, but like no swinging.
He had it, he had it.
See what I'm saying?
Indeed. That lift was as doomed as Rings of Power Season 2. Ronaldo's been on YouTube a week. Only 53 million subscribers. Do better, Ronnie. A few more step overs or something.
They said I couldn't get them off the rack, so today I took my first steps with 660 pounds.
Man, cuz knees look like they ain't doing too good, nigga. He picked them up, but like, whoa.
Creatine was made by men for men. All my fellow gym goers need to stop using generic creatine and
Now re-rack them, please.
creatine was made by men for men. All my fellow gym goers need to stop using generic creatine and switch to this. But why? Because this creatine was made specifically for us women.
So because you guys added collagen and BCAAs, you're saying this creatine is made for women. This is the biggest cash grab I've seen in a while.
I agree with the golden dumbbell bloke. Is that where we are now, supplement industry? Adding BCAA and collagen to creatine and marketing it for women? You absolute hustlers. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Ah, it's just golden bells again.
For trying to move 330 pounds.
The golden dumbbells are back, this time with a new challenger who swings harder than Jada Pinkett Smith. When every day is back day, this guy must be a comedian because he's cracking every vertebrae up. Bodybuilding has gone way too far.
I was leaning too much, right?
Fair point. Ah, that's where they went. Jenny, the good news is I found your favorite yoga pants. The bad news is
Cheating, man.
I don't know where to look. Up. In that situation, always up.
His
Bodybuilding
back-
has gone way too far. How do you want your steak done, sir? I'm not sure the details of this photo, but absolutely it's a sport that comes with consequences, such as never being able to lie down without feeling like you're human sandpaper. I found the
making
original
it through the
photo without the
doorway
contrast
of
added, but still,
the
yeah,
pain. You
that
got
can't be
turned
comfortable.
sideways.
Arnold famously criticized modern bodybuilding for abandoning aesthetics and just chasing larger and larger muscle mass. I mean, that looks more painful than Rings of Power Season 2. It's an ongoing joke, like Rings of Power Season 2.
Going for
Like,
it.
for instance, so many of those guys have their stomachs sticking out.
That's
What
fine.
are we talking about here? I mean, it used to be that you should have a
Breathe.
V-shaped body. I don't know, it's like kind of like a bottle.
Caveman style.
Something like that.
Bodybuilders have so many admirable traits, such as their discipline, their dedication, their sacrifice to their sport. But of course, it absolutely is a path full of potentially serious consequences, introducing no one safe, because this guy goes around annoying people for content and makes hilarious videos like grilling food in Planet Fitness. It's layered comedy. When he approached this guy in the gym, who was sat on the bench texting, so he decides to make the "Is it text day, bro?" Okay, I get it, when this happens.
Mind if I work in with you real quick? What's your phone number?
You're gonna call me?
You were texting? Text day?
This is what I do, brother. I help veterans all over the world. They're texting me, they're homeless. I'm trying to get them resources. You can work in, you can do it.
It's at that point you stop the act, say thank you to that man for being such a good human being, delete your video, and get on with your day. Or
What's your number?
You don't need my number.
I wanted to text you while we were.
What point you're making, brother?
I just wanted to text you while we were.
I'm trying to help people.
Yeah,
so
that's
I'm
great.
in here
Why don't you
doing
get
this,
him
and
in on
also
it? I don't
I'm
understand. What's the
multitasking
problem?
what I do.
keep going, post it to Instagram and promote
You
your
can't help too.
products to a comment section that let's
Sheesh.
say is not with you. No one's safe, including your dignity and self-respect.
What's your number?
You don't need my number.
I wanted to text you while we were.
What point you're making, brother?
I just wanted to text you while we were.
I'm trying to help people.
Yeah,
so
that's
I'm
great.
in here doing this, and I multitask whatever I want to do.
That you are giving up for likes and shares, even at the expense of a gentleman doing good. Our aggression as a
Go to
species
the
is almost
library and do
complete.
that.
It's not a competition, but I'm winning. Queen of views, 750 million plays. I bet Ken's confused right now. Proof that not all views are good views. Don't be jealous, I'm sure you're good at something. Colouring in, mummy said. More proof that anyone can be a fitness influencer. Online personal training.
It ain't swinging though.
Tone and sculpt. You won't be surprised to hear that she's not taking any more clients right now. They probably actually asked her a question. Need money, not a job. Fitness influencer? Wolves don't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. Wolf cubs also need the mother to lick their belly to go to the toilet, so I like her. Don't let me catch you staring.
Like, what if the sheep figure out that they're just wolves and not bears?
That is not staring. That is the look your teacher gives you when you haven't done your homework. Lean away lateral raises. She just changed the strength curve of the lateral raise so she can create tension at a different point of the range of motion, because after all, change equals adaptation is probably what she was thinking. And here is an overhead press drop set. Don't worry, no progressive overload was harmed in the filming of any of these clips. Guess who's back? Arnold always. It's your best friend forever, Autumn. Bring on winter. Is it chest day or is it cheat day? I didn't know she could do poetry. Impressive. Either way, this time I'm in Austria, Vienna. Maybe someday you'll be standing in line with me. How amazing would that be? No words could describe it. Bin juice. Does that work? How many of you have that on your bucket list? It's on my KFC bucket list, put it that way. Can we just unplug it all? Can we just get back to reading, discussions and lifting without hilarious captions?
Let me show you why I'm single. 90-pound dumbbells ripping.
Here we go.
Backs on the bench. Gee.
And she does that after a 12-hour shift as a nurse.
Gotta get your back off the bench.
I mean, yes, she's got special access to the pharmaceutical cupboard, but still pretty impressive.
Totally undateable.
I may have just found you someone.
Back to the beach.
Or not. I take that back. Thank you for watching my last video where I showcased this ego lifter.
Keep your back off the ground. If you're doing it in the gym, keep your back off the bench. If you're doing it on the floor, keep your back off the ground. Man, you're gonna have hypertension, dude.
If you're not ego lifting, you're not trying.
That's true.
Injured, but we'll be back soon. Act shocked. I don't want to say I told you so, but
it's true, cuz.
I told you so.
Unless you're going for like high reps or something. Yeah, I mean, look, if I could afford like if the 300-pound dumbbell, I'd buy it. But
you built this?
It was easy once I found the parts.
Looks like you need a break. The General gives you one with flexible payment options.
Look, a chemical reaction.
Oh! For a great low rate, go with the General.
Get it again.
Sometimes it takes a different approach.
It's too late for you.
To imagine your future differently.
That's it. It's too late for you.
With Capella University's game-changing FlexPath format, take courses on your own terms and apply the skills you learn right away.
We now have a testosterone study published August the 30th, 2024. Testosterone, for anyone who's new to the party, is a fitness supplement which has no... We now have a testosterone study published August the 30th, 2024. Testosterone...
It's right there. It's the logo of Sturgos.
For anyone who's new to the party, is a fitness supplement which has no human data behind it, but which is being sold for bodybuilding purposes. We now have a study looking at the effect of 4 weeks of Turk on male and female participants. I will communicate the key points to you in a simple manner, but remember that this one study is not the unbreakable truth. It's a contribution to a knowledge base. It will have useful data, but it will also have limitations. Please read the research for yourself, it's free, and use your discernment as to whether you think testosterone is a useful supplement for your muscle building goal. The study took 14 men and 17 women. Diet and exercise regimes were standardized and a placebo and treatment group created. They used this supplement, the company providing it.
Man, whenever there's a placebo group, it's like, look, cuz bullshit. There you go.
Were from Florida. They found that testosterone supplementation had no difference on body composition. There are a myriad of reasons why testosterone may not have an ergogenic effect as it pertains to this investigation. It should be emphasized that this is the only human study to date on Turk, thus additional human trials are needed. Moreover, even if testosterone has anabolic effects in vitro or in animal studies, it may not be effectively absorbed or utilized by the human body. The bioavailability of testosterone is unclear. Furthermore, despite testosterone having a similar structure to roids, it may not interact with human androgen receptors in the same way. And lastly, the perceived benefits of Turk in part may be attributed to the placebo effect. Based on the current investigation, there is no evidence that testosterone supplementation improves body composition. This is where we are at. We do not have a strong evidence base to support testosterone for humans for bodybuilding purposes. I would suggest that if you are buying supplements, it should have a strong evidence base behind it. For example, creatine. We need less back and forth videos and more research into this supplement.
Now baby reps, give me baby reps right now without walking, just do baby reps, little baby reps. Baby reps.
Dumbbell prices. Well, hey, I tried. Weights cost money. I don't have that money.
Into the years of
Weights cost money, and I don't.
Reportedly whether to give its permission to use Western-made weapons in attacks against targets.
Yeah, whatever, man. I spelled it wrong. Here we go. I gotta spell it out. Didn't take much for you to be doomed. What a small little planet I live on. I think about the fact that I live on this tiny little planet. Like, man. What a story. What a lesson. Little planet.
Katrina. I said I don't want to go through that flooding again. Unfortunately, we don't have to call, but at least my house.
Distinct privilege.
You know what I say, G. Go for it. Oh man.
What the dog doing?
And I just like, you know, get bored.
So I get asked about this.
It's like, yeah, whatever, man. I'm surprised this dude here. Who's at the top of the category here? Yeah, Tim the Tap Man gets more viewers.
So good, he might look for better opportunities. I don't know what's better than, what, top 3? You know, 3rd place right now? I guess maybe...
More... I don't have shit going on. Huh? Nothing. Yeah.
And corporate
I have to entertain myself. Gotta make my own entertainment. What a show.
Ada gini. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's not muted, cuz. Stop wasting my time. Yeah, I think it's like you wasting my time is why I'm like fucking destroying your shit. Huh? Have you not like figured that shit out yet?
Gang, it's Dr.
Asteroid from space. Cause like you're trying to waste the wrong nigga's time, cuz. Asteroid explosion from space. Oh. My shoulder. What did you say? Meteor from space. See, like this shit is not helping you, cuz. That's the point. Meteor from space.
No one ever says how much they...
And you want to go see it from the ground. What a great show. Let me tell you, G, if I ain't have like cartoons and shit to watch as a kid, I would have been doing this the whole time. Yeah, lucky I got these video games and shit to play, because I mean, definitely wouldn't be here. Are you fucking kidding me, cuz? If I ain't had this motherfucking PlayStation, I mean, shit. Yeah, you should really, like, I don't know, you probably should be worshiping Sony for keeping you fucking alive. And, like, whoever keeps the power on, I guess.
Well, look, I mean, if you just look at the electoral college math, it's very, very hard.
Crazy.
For the door to be open. I'm from the U.S. Coast Guard.
I'm a reasonable person, man. I know I am, because you're still alive. On paper, I'm not gonna say like in reality. That's pushing it. You're perceived to be alive. I think that's a good way of explaining it. Just maybe another stream.
Low, King.
It's like nothing to watch.
Have you ever wondered where your favorite sci-fi took place in 3D space? Have you ever wondered where your favorite...
Superstore, cuh. Oh, I'm hitting a button. I just can't. It won't like go anywhere, cuh. That's the point. I'm hitting. You see? Oh, you can't see it. Oh, now it wants to move. Won't keep moving. Like, goddamn. Sheesh. I know it's not my controller. Go watch some gym fails or something. Gym fails. Gym fail. Oh, never mind. Fuck. Gym fails. I don't go to the gym. I work out at home. Sometimes you'll see just something abnormal. So you know what not to do. It's important. Excuse me.
Alright you guys, here is the most hated gym member, and today he's training his lungs to failure. Let him smoke. Who needs oxygen while lifting anyway?
Yeah, no clips.
when you're training for attention, healthy lungs are cool, but six-pack abs...
Yeah, I think the bar, if you want to, like, do that, the wrist training, you could just, like, do the wrist curls with the bar.
Will get you more stares at the gym. Puffing before pumping.
Sled.
Next exercise, sled pulls. Perfect for dragging your life's problems and responsibilities out of your way.
Yeah, somebody gonna shoot that nigga, bro.
But his favorite workout is doing 5 sets of Jeffrey Epstein, followed by 1 set of This Is How It Ends. He played too much Hangman as a kid and still loves to.
Yum yum.
What in the holy gains is going on here? This is how they built the pyramids back in the day.
Nah, apparently not.
And now he's doing 5 sets of infertility.
Meow meow, meow meow.
He is training to avoid future child support payments. Meow meow, meow meow. When this guy was resting in between his sets, he zoned out with his mouth open. What was he dreaming about? He was doing 1 set of salivation until he got caught.
Oh, he was just breathing. I don't know.
450 pounds. I said, let's go. Woo.
Here is the strongest man of the Philippines, and he can curl 450 pounds, over 200 kilograms.
You real plates.
A sad day for the Philippines. He never skips disappointing your country day.
Wait,
If ego lifting was punished by law, they would all be facing the electric chair. This strong spotter is spotting strong. He is the Anatoly of China.
They're like rubber plates.
The guy on crutches is
still
Jimmy,
weight, but
and it was in that moment that he lost his lady permanently. This grandpa may be old, but he still got the riz since World War I. He's making women pregnant just by staring in their eyes. He doesn't need to train legs, because he doesn't need to chase women. Women run to him. Here is what happens when you order a spotter from Temu. Maybe he thought the guy was doing a drop set.
I don't know, cuz. I guess he was like, what the fuck you expect him to do, cuz? That's kind of how it works, man.
What? Alright, you guys. Here is a personal trainer from Brazil. He has the body of an athlete, but the face of a 4th grade teacher at the South Park Elementary School. His shirt looks...
You gotta keep his head up.
Looks like a piece of toilet paper or something you can floss your teeth with. Looks like he's wearing his sister's jeans and Bigfoot's underwear as a shirt. Here is the fastest fighter in the universe, aka Wolverine from Wish. And he's doing 2 sets of tweaking in Times Square.
Doing 2 sets of autism.
Followed by another 2 sets of scaring the kids.
I'll pass this here, right? I'll pass it.
Say hasta la vista baby to rest days, because Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't stop until the cheese is shredded. He's wearing a weightlifting belt ready to lift, because Arnold Schwarzenegger never skips cheese day. Finally, someone who truly understands functional training. He's doing 3 sets of I stepped in dog poo and 2 sets of shaking it off.
You ready for that taekwondo, huh?
And he's confusing his calves
About
so
the
much
hunting
his
hawk
legs
guys,
don't
nigga.
know if they're coming or going.
Nah, that's the ankle monitor workout.
This woman is training to become a future Olympic breakdancer. After this performance, her phone has got 100 missed calls from Australia. These 2 guys are preparing for
that like really their workout? What the fuck?
Training to become a future Olympic.
How much of this is like on purpose?
Breakdancer. After this performance, her phone has got 100 missed calls from Australia. These 2 guys are preparing for the next big garden adventure. They are training to jumpstart a lawnmower.
I don't know, it looks like they're training to like jump somebody, cuz. Like they
One of them
about to fucking like go murder
is
somebody.
not wearing any socks because he lost them in the sock market crash. This boy belongs to Gen Z. He's training his attention span to failure. He's not counting reps, he's counting scrolls. 10 reps of brain rot. Some people train for abilities, others train for disabilities. Performing this exercise, make sure to curl your back as much as possible for spine curls. Spine curls for the white girls. Injuries heal, but gains are forever.
Hey, your bones don't heal.
This gym girl was training her OnlyFans muscle when the cable snapped. Forever. This gym girl was training her OnlyFans muscle when the cable snapped. Either you break the machine in the gym or the machine breaks you. Either you break the machine in the gym or the machine breaks you.
What happened here? Just faulty equipment.
And that's what happens when you train the machine to failure. Here is another guy who tried breaking new records, but he broke the gym equipment instead. And he broke another machine. Now the gym equipment has to call in sick. He was simply too strong for the gym.
Yeah, the pull down
What
shit.
in the name of Shizzy is going on? Equipment instead. And he broke another machine.
I think
now
the pull
gym
down one like breaks the
equipment
most.
has to call in sick. He was simply too strong for the gym. What in the name of Shizzy is going on here?
The blessing.
Crow is riding a horse and turned into Charizard. Now what in the name of Rapunzel is going on here? This is a guy, and he's from the Philippines.
Use your legs.
Because instead of
nice
taking
going full going cuz
to Charizard. Now what in the name of Rapunzel is
doing the going thing. They're doing the going thing.
going on here? This is a guy, and he's from the Philippines. His hair is long because instead of
It's like,
taking
yo,
creatine,
Kite,
he
got
took
the
too
going
much
costume on.
keratin to strengthen.
What you talk about?
The name of Rapunzel is going on here. This is a guy, and he's from the Philippines. His hair is long because instead of taking creatine, he took too much keratin to strengthen his hair fibers.
Nigga.
Instead of showing us his lift, he should
Where's the
share his hair
Hunter music?
keratin. This guy's arms look like they have been made in a Temu factory. Let's hope the escalator takes him straight to a therapist.
Painful.
Yeah, buddy. Lightweight.
Rubber plates versus metal plates. Yeah. Yup. Do they weigh the same? Sure. Do they have the same density? No. Density. Which one is more dense?
I'm going to be giving you a rundown on how to choose the perfect plates for your home gym.
Yeah, alright, it's like, I don't know, like a 20.
I'm going to begin.
Okay, like a 50-pound rubber plate or like 5 10-pound plates. 10-pound metal plate.
Hi, in this video,
Let me teach you the secret to this shit that nobody's ever going to tell you. All the 2-pound plates at the gym So, like, you know, to really get strong as fuck, right, what you should do is get like the lighter plates and as many of them as physically possible on the fucking bar. Let's say you get like I mean, man, 9 like 5-pound plates to the 45. Alright, here's one. Like, if you're gonna drop a plate on your foot, a 45 that's metal or a 45 that's rubber, and a 45 that's metal, it's just fucking definitely gonna fucking hurt. Probably break your foot. But the 45 that's rubber, you're like, whatever. Here's one. You know those gold dumbbells where you probably let's see, you just like you have some at home and you're like you're gonna leave them outside because you know nobody's gonna steal them, and somehow whoever steals them is just they're gonna have the power, the strength to steal them motherfucker just because they're stealing them. You're gonna be like, you know, who the hell? We're like, they couldn't have got too far, right? 300-pound dumbbell.
Here the world's strongest man is lifting a 300-pound dumbbell, not just one time, but twice.
Yeah, where you get the money for this stuff, God?
Biggest dumbbell in the world right here, 330 pounds.
If I could afford these things.
This is a full set of York roundhead dumbbells.
Kettlebell. 50-pound kettlebell. Yeah, my kettlebell, it's like officially the heaviest one I got because not, you know, weights cost money, and somehow I weighted it's like 48 pounds. It's not 50 pounds. This is all I could afford. 12-pound basketball.
Okay.
See, somebody's doing it.
Okay.
We didn't bouncy cut. What the? Nah. I need to get back out there. Shoot some threes, nigga. Yeah.
Marax 12 feet round trampoline with safety enclosure basketball hoop and ladder. Marax 12 feet round trampoline with safety enclosure basketball hoop and ladder. Perfect for spending hours of fun on for both children and adults alike. The Marax 12 feet round trampoline is the perfect addition to your backyard. Designed for maximum fun and as an easy way to exercise, trampoline use can also improve overall coordination, balance, and agility for your kids. We have manufactured our Marax trampoline to be high quality and at a competitive cost, so any family can relax, drop everything, and enjoy great family fun.